Outstanding. Any of the young people have another question? This young man right here? Hold on one second.
Have you found any life forms or any plants out in space?
It's a good question. Any life forms out there other than you guys?
Actually did an experiment on this mission to take a swab or a sample of the surface of the EVA, the spacewalker's gloves, both before and after the spacewalk. And that was sort of a demonstration of the type of technology that we'll be able to use on the Moon and Mars for the same purpose, to try and see if we can determine what sort of bacteria or microorganisms are living in the various environments we're going to encounter. We unfortunately haven't really found anything here. I think we'll have much more success at finding new types of life and different structures when we go to places like Moon and Mars and moons of Titan and these other types of environments.
Excellent question. All right. We've got a young man back here.
What things did you have to study to be an astronaut?
All right, that's a good question. You guys are all extraordinarily trained. What if we've got some budding astronauts over here? What should they be doing? I'm assuming they better hit the books on science and math.
You got it just right. One of the beautiful things about getting to work here is you can study just about anything that you're really interested in. Science and math being a big part of it, but we have medical doctors, geologists, engineers, and physicists in the group here with us. So it's pretty much anything in the math and science field. We've got a couple of school teachers here with us, so studying education as well as the math and science. But there really is room up here for everybody. The important part, though, is to work really hard and do well in school. It'll make a difference in your future.
And what about fitness requirements these days? You know, some of us remember watching The Right Stuff, where, oh, that's pretty impressive.
Well, Mr. President, the fitness requirements are still.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
President, the fitness requirements are still there. Matter of fact, the International Space Station just recently incorporated a new fitness machine. It's a very, very fancy workout machine you see in a gym, but it's called the A-Red, and we can do a lot of good exercise on it, leg exercise, strength training for your legs as well as your upper body. So, particularly for the long duration folks, it's very important to maintain your muscles in good tone and help you readapt when you get back on planet Earth.
Excellent. Okay, there's a young lady back here had a question.
When you say you exercise, what do you do?
Well, we have a couple of different exercise machines up here. On the space shuttle we brought up, it looks like a bicycle that you would find in a gymnasium, so we can use that. And they have one here on the space station. And the other machine, you can do all kinds of stuff. You can do squats, you can do curls. So we have a lot we can do. We also have a treadmill, so you can go ahead and run up here in space.
Okay, we got another question from a young man. Hold on.
Do you know how many stars there are in space?
Asking how many stars in space. I'll be interested in hearing the answer to this one.
Well, aboard the International Space Station, we can look down and see our beautiful planet Earth, and we can also look up and see the rest of the cosmos. And we can see that there are so many stars out there that it's very hard to count them all. And we can see that our Earth is a very small planet in such a big universe. And it's just really amazing because it gives us a deep perspective that we have to really take good care of our own planet, and that our own planet is just a small place, and we have the whole rest of the universe to work together in an international sense and go explore this whole universe that's in front of us and all the discoveries that we'll make together. So maybe we'll someday be able to count how many stars that we have, because we're starting to go to the stars as human beings together, and that's what's really exciting about serving aboard the International Space Station and flying up and down on space shuttles, is that we're part of that great adventure, and we need you kids to study hard, because we can't do it all by ourselves. We really need you guys to work hard and do whatever you're supposed to do, and do it well, like Tony said, because there's a whole universe in front of us.
I had a quick question. Does weightlessness have an impact in terms of your ability to sleep?
Sir, we just arrived here just a few days ago, and it's taken a while getting used to. For me personally, missing a pillow. You're used to laying down on a mattress and having a place to rest your head, and so it's taken a while to get used to that.
Well, I know the kids got a chance to ask some questions. I want to make sure that if there are any members of Congress who've got some questions that they're interested in, that they've got a chance too. Okay, hold on. This is Kay Bailey Hutchinson from Texas.
I understand that you are doing experiments on salmonella and watching those organisms and how they react and grow, and we've had some salmonella problems here on Earth. What do you think you will be able to learn from the environment in space that maybe you couldn't learn here on Earth?
Actually going to have a bit of a hard time answering that question. We do indeed have an experiment called the National Laboratory Program Vaccine Experiment, in which salmonella in which certain microorganisms are exposed to salmonella. My job as an astronaut was basically to turn the crank and activate the experiment, and then after about 4 or 5 days, turn the crank again and deactivate it. I'm not exactly sure what the scientists are going to do with the data back at home or with the samples. We are returning, however, 8 big vials of samples of these cultures with microorganisms and salmonella, and let the scientists go to work.
This is Bill Nelson. He knows a little something about this stuff.
Hey guys, I wish I were up there with you. You are just getting to the point where it's really looking like a full-up national laboratory where we can really do the experimentation. When will you have it full up, ready to go, where we can then reap the results of that $100 billion investment?
It's nice to hear you again, sir. The International Space Station has already been delivering some of the science we promised. Where we are now is and Expedition 18, our crew, we're making the turn from 3 people to 6 people. The next crew that comes after us, a few months after we get replaced, we'll have 6 people on board the International Space Station. So that's why we needed the solar power. That's why we needed the second toilet and other things, so that we have a room and facilities for 6 people. And once we have 6 people, we'll have enough time and energy, solar power, I mean, to run all the experiments that we can. And then it's just a matter of getting enough experiments up and down from the space station to really reap on that science. We've already been delivering, and we got a lot more to come. And like Sandy said, there's a lot of things we don't know, so there's some really interesting discoveries out in front of us.